Hey everybody, welcome back to Youtine. I have a fun video for you today. It's just a simple back to school look, makeup look perfect for either going back to school or just for every day. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, then keep watching. Alright, so today I'm going to start off by applying a light layer of foundation. I'm going to be using today a couple of foundations mixed together to get my right color and the right finish. So I'm going to be using, first of all, Rimmel Lasting Finish, and this is in the color Nude, which is a little bit too dark for me. So I'm going to mix with that my winter color, which is this Neutrogena Healthy Skin, which is quite a bit lighter, so these two together should give me the perfect shade. And I also love this Healthy Skin. It has a really nice dewy finish. The Rimmel is a little bit more matte, so I think these combined together give me kind of the perfect finish. So we'll go ahead and apply those. I like to apply my foundation using my fingers, which I know some people say you shouldn't do, but they are very clean. Just make sure if you are using your fingers that you have freshly washed hands. Okay. I like to start around my nose and my chin because that's where I'm typically have spots, and around my cheeks and jawline, and just kind of blend outward. Okay, now next up, if you do have a couple of spots, next we'll do concealer. I'm going to be using this concealer by e.l.f. This is the concealer pencil and brush from their studio line, which I really love. And I do have a couple of spots today, so I will just go ahead and apply that. Okay, next I'm going to move on to bronzer. Now I am using this bronzer by e.l.f. in the color Golden. This is also from their studio line. I love this bronzer. It's almost like a mix between a bronzer and a highlight. It just gives your cheeks that perfect glow and color. So I'm just going to take my flat brush and dip it mostly in the pink and the darker brown. Be sure to tap that off. Apply just at my cheekbones and slightly below. Touch more, get the other side. And then just a little bit more I'm going to apply at my temples right there. Pull it a little bit across my chin, the sides of my nose, and then under my chin. Then I'm going to take the other side, which is kind of this champagne color and this golden color, and apply that just above my cheekbones as a highlight, using the same brush. Okay, next I'm just going to move on to blush, and I'm just going to apply a tiny bit at the apples of my cheek. And I'm going to be using, this is kind of just a pale, just kind of a nude pink color. It's just very soft and neutral. I like a pink blush. I think it's very fresh and young. And I'm going to be using a stippling brush for this. I love a stippling brush because it gives a really light application. So if you're going for like a natural look, it works great. It's hard to go overboard with the stippling brush. Next I'm going to move on to my eyes. Now I like to start out by using a primer. This one is Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which you can find at Sephora. It works really great. I think Urban Decay's is pretty much identical to this one. It really is a good investment if you have trouble with your eyeshadows creasing on you. It's good to have a really good primer. And I've had this for probably almost 2 years now and it still isn't gone. So it lasts a really long time. So I just take a tiny bit and I just apply it right at my crease, starting at my crease and moving a little bit down onto my lid and slightly under my eye. I want the majority of it to be at my crease, because that's where my eyeshadow creases. Okay, next I'm going to take my lid color. Now I'm going to be using, hold on a sec. I'm going to be using Rice Paper by MAC. That's this color right here. I love rice paper because it's not too light. I don't want anything that's going to be too light, like too close to white. This is a little more golden, a little more flesh tone, and it looks beautiful on any skin color. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, and I'm going to use a MAC 217 brush with that. And just apply that right onto the center of my lid and up. You could use any light kind of champagne color for this. Next I'm going to be using one of my very favorite colors from MAC, and this is Satin Taupe. It really is a beautiful color. It's the perfect color, I think, for your crease. It's not too dark, but it gives a nice definition in your crease, and I think would look good on any skin tone, and it's also really easy to apply. It's hard to mess up with this color. So again, I'm going to take that same 217 brush and just swirl that in the top a little bit. Tap it off. I'm going to start in the kind of corner of my crease there and just swirl it around slightly over and then pull it down toward my lash line. You see that just gives a nice definition in your crease. Satin Taupe it has a little bit of purple in it, but it's not an obvious purple. It's very neutral at the same time, so it's kind of like you're wearing some color without it looking too wild. A bit more. Okay, next I'm going to apply a little bit of that Satin Taupe to my lower lash line, just using a small pencil brush like this. Again, I only want to take this in about halfway. Okay, next I'm going to apply some liner. Now I'm going to be using a shadow for a liner. This is actually a color by Coastal Scents. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's really just kind of a really deep, deep plum color. I think it's a lot like Sign Sealed by MAC. It's a matte color. You could use really any color, any deep color here. You could use a black, you could use a deep brown, or you could also use just some deep purple like this. I'm just going to apply that using an angled liner brush. I just want to get that right into my lashes. I add just a little bit to the lower lash line, about 1/3 of the way in. Okay, there's the liner. Now I just went in about 2/3 of the way. I didn't want to close in my eye too much, so I didn't go all the way in. Of course you can if that's something that you like to do. Now I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes, apply my mascara, and I will be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. I basically just went in with my mascara. I used Volume Accelerator by Rimmel, and then I applied Vanilla by MAC, Vanilla Eyeshadow by MAC, just on my brow bone. You could use any sort of cream colored shade, or even just a face powder. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. This really is such a great look for back to school or just every day. Yeah, and I hope you will check back soon. Thanks.